Hi guys, this is Mystique from the Mommy Lifestyle, and I'm coming to you to share with you my block schedule planner that I am currently will be using for the rest of our school term. I actually got this free printable from edsnapshots.com, and it's in her free planner kit. She also has one that's paid. It's really a good deal if you'd like to purchase that as well. At the end of the video, I'll link down below the link where you can actually get this freebie. But I'm in the process of planning, scheduling out our last 3 terms. We have 18 weeks left, and I just wanted to invite you along for the ride. I am actually going to start here for, I will actually start with history here. For history, guys, we are actually using an Usborne book. It's called the Usborne Book of Living Long Ago. So I will input that there. Usborne Long Ago. All right, so it's easy to be able to just copy and paste those into the each block. And the Usborne Living Long Ago is just a overall view of world history. It's called the Usborne Book of Living Long Ago, Everyday Life Through the Ages. I got it from Amazon. It didn't cost very much. We're on a very relaxed schedule right now for the next couple of weeks. And we're going to move to our next block here. Our next block will be our geography. For geography, we are actually using a mix of Elementary Geography by Charlotte M. Mason and Home Geography for primary grades. So we actually are following the Ambleside online schedule for geography. And since we actually have, this is year 1, we're doing a mixture of year 1 and year 2. And since we have 18 weeks, which will be 3 more terms, I'm going to actually do 2 per term, which will be 3 weeks on the shape of Earth and 3 weeks on direction of Earth, in other words. And then I'll do 2 more for the next term, and then the last 2 for the last term. And we only do geography twice a week, so we don't do geography every day. So that should last us to the end of the year. So I'm going to go here and we're going to do shape of Earth and direction. And I'm going to go and input this into our block schedule. And direction, north, south, east, west. Okay, and if you hear my son in the background, he's watching something on his tablet and he is singing pretty loudly right now. Next turn we'll have Great Lakes, and we can move to year 2. We will have Great Lakes and compass. So I will input that in here. Oh, can't spell. And compass. Okay, for the last term, we will have Earth's orbit and Midwest. And I'll enter that here.
Mommy,
Earth.
put it down.
Okay, sweetie. That's my 3-year-old. And we can add oceans in, I'll just put that and put an asterisk by it because we just may not get to it, and we may have an extra week in there. So we're going to move to our next block here. Moving on to science, we have okay guys, for science we are using Pelagia's Young Explorer series, Astronomy, and I'm going to input what we're going to be doing here. Let's see, we have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. So I'll put the Sun, Mercury, Venus. We got 3 more that I input. One thing I like about the block scheduling, I can have like a basic overview of exactly what we're going to do. Earth, the Moon, and Mars. I'll go ahead and add Earth, the Moon, and Mars. That way I can actually look at what we're going to be studying for each term. And for the next term, I have spacewalks, Jupiter, Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. And I'll put Pluto on this side here, because I know we're going to have a week break in there somewhere. We have Pluto, the Kuiper Belt, stars and galaxies. Let's see. Stars, galaxy, and space travel. Uh-oh. Stars, galaxy, and space travels. Okay, now I have inputted our science, and I'm going to use the next block to do our nature study. Okay guys, for our nature study, the first term we're going to be doing animal stories, and the resource that we're going to be used for animal stories will be the Burgess book of animals. So we'll read every day from that book. Our next term will be plants, plant life, and we're actually going to use plant life in the field and garden, the yesterday's classics. So I will put that there. Also, even though we may not get through the entire book, we'll do the first half of each book. And then our next, you know what, I'm going to bring that down so. And for our last term, we're going to be doing yesterday's classics, Birds of the Air. And I'll be moving to my next block here, and that is Shakespeare and artist. Okay, for Shakespeare, we are actually using the Edith Nesbit book. I actually have both. I have Beautiful Stories of Shakespeare and I have Shakespeare Stories for Children. We are going to be using the Shakespeare Stories for Children to complete this term. And I want to give them an introduction to Shakespeare, and before we actually get into the real nitty gritty of studying Shakespeare in the next couple of years. So for the first term, we are going to be using, probably going to study Romeo and Juliet. I'll be reading Romeo and Juliet to them, and we'll do that play for 3 weeks, and then we'll do another play for the next 3 weeks. And I am going to pair it with a play that I'm not very familiar with. Here's the Shakespeare book that I want to share with you. It's called Shakespeare Stories for Young Readers. We are actually using this book for our Shakespeare study, and let you see the contents here. Let me go back here. I went too fast. So we're going to do Romeo and Juliet, and I'm going to pair it with King Lear because I've never read King Lear, so I'm interested to know exactly what it's about. So I'm going to pair Romeo and Juliet with King Lear. And for the next term of our Shakespeare study, because you notice I have Shakespeare artists and Shakespeare, because we're not going to, we're kind of alternating. I'll do Shakespeare and then an artist and then Shakespeare for another term. And I'm going to do another video on my complete 6-term block schedule when I start planning for the 2016 to 2017 school year. But right now I'm just finishing up our last 3 terms that we have left. Okay, for the last Shakespeare term, we're going to study, let me pull up my resource here. We're going to do The Tempest, and we're going to do this one right here called Cymbeline or Cymbeline. I'm not sure, but I've never read this before, so I'm interested in reading this for myself. So I'm going to put The Tempest there and Cymbeline after that one. And these are pretty much short stories, just so that you can be able to gauge children's interest and not have them fall asleep while reading a Shakespeare story. But my children, they pretty much love mostly anything, so hopefully they're not going to be okay. Moving on to artists. For our artist studies, we're actually studying Pablo Picasso and Vincent van Gogh. So I'll be putting Vincent van Gogh and Pablo Picasso here. We're going to be studying them for 3 weeks apiece. Like I said, we only do Shakespeare twice a week. We do artist study twice a week as well. So this should take us to our next and final terms that we have for the next 18 weeks. I'm going to pull up a fresh block schedule and I will show you the rest of it in another video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy and stay tuned to the next video of block scheduling.